everyone, and welcome to the Western Illinois University School of Agriculture podcast, where I, Lori Jackson, interview our alumni and current students of all ages and backgrounds. Today's guest is John Crumbaugh, joining me via Zoom today. Hi, John. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well, Lori. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, glad this seemed to work out this time. John had a very successful career since graduating from Western in 2006. So, John, could you tell our listeners a little bit about your background and how you got started here at Western?
Oh, sure, you bet. So I graduated from a small community high school in the middle of Illinois, in Leroy, Illinois, right between Bloomington and Champaign. I grew up on a small family farm, came to WIU in the fall of 2002, and graduated with a bachelor's degree in ag mechanization with a minor in ag economics in 2006.
Yeah, and you've kind of hopped around from job to job within the ag industry. So could you tell us a little bit about your career path that you chose?
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting story. If I would have been asked what the future held for me in 2006, that would have certainly been a different answer. Upon graduation in 2006, I joined Hartung Brothers Incorporated. My job there was harvest manager. Hartung Brothers, many of you probably haven't heard of them, but they provide raw products for canning companies throughout North America. I spent 4 years in that role as harvest manager, harvesting vegetables between South Texas and Michigan. In 2010, I came to the John Deere Company. I had an 11-year career with John Deere Company in the areas of product development, product support, had a couple different roles there and a couple different locations, actually. Then finally came back to the Midwest with John Deere and worked in the marketing department, preparing dealers for the launch of the X9 Combine. In February of 2021, I joined Seiden Stricker Nobe Partners. We're a family-owned John Deere dealership, stretching over 27 locations through central Missouri and southern Illinois. In my role here, I am the combine specialist, and my job is to help customers be more productive and use more technology with combines that they may purchase.
So I think that's fair to say you're a pretty credible source on just a ag alumni member from school and just very experienced within the ag field. So I think our students could learn a lot from your career path. But could you tell
Uh,
us how WIU prepared you for your career path?
Yes, I would say it prepared me very well. Some of the things that I gained out of that, I would say I attribute to the involvement opportunities I had. So when I was considering colleges, I actually considered an out-of-state college was my first choice. And one of the things that drew me to WIU was my opportunity, a little bit smaller, an opportunity to be more involved and certainly more economical. So upon graduation, I felt like in my case, it worked out well. It was a very economical choice. So I did not end up with a ton of debt after I graduated. But things that prepared me specifically for that career were my involvement in clubs. While in WIU, I was involved in the Alpha Gamma Rho fraternity, the Ag Mechanization Club, the Ag Business Club, and the Hoof and Horn Club. And specifically within those clubs, what I would say really gave me a leg up was my decision to run for offices. It taught me time management. I had to get my studies done so I could continue coming back to make sure I got invited back to WIU, but then also be organized enough to provide value to those clubs that I was elected to officer positions in. And then really that's no different than my obligations within my career. I've had the opportunity to take on some big projects, and being organized, being prepared, and communicating are things that help make those projects go well. And really, that's what some of those skills were honed during those elected positions at WIU.
Sounds like you had a busy career here at Western. So I'm going to put you on the spot here. Could you tell me your favorite memory from being involved on campus that is PG, John?
Yeah, I'm glad you clarified. Well, I had a lot of favorite memories. There were a lot of memories. I stayed at the Alpha Gamma Rho fraternity house. A lot of memories there, but probably one that would really stand out to me. Uh, Leading up to it, there was a great deal of anxiety, a great deal of effort that I had to put forth, and it happened once every year. And at the end of it was a great deal of accomplishment and a great sense of pride, and really proud to be associated with the teamwork that went into putting on the Ag Mechanization Club shows. At the time, we were the nation's largest student-run farm show, and it was quite a sense of accomplishment to bring in mayors, senators, and other dignitaries, and have a show, and not only, and of course, put on a show that was very well received by the local community. Uh, Quite a great deal of effort and a great sense of accomplishment that went into pulling that off every year.
Yeah, I can absolutely attest to that. It's probably one of my favorite parts, and unfortunately, due to COVID, we haven't been able to have it in the past few years, but we're gonna have it this year coming up in March, so I'm excited to get it rolling again. But John, it sounds like you're still pretty active on campus and with the School of Ag on the advisory board. So could you tell us a bit about your role with the board and why you chose to join?
Yeah, you bet. So I would say my decision to join was simple, or it was really easy for me. I was asked and honored and humbled to have been asked, first of all. And it was easy for me to commit. What that commitment generally involves is a few meetings throughout the year, and at least one, and then probably at times it'll be more than one visit to campus yearly. And I think, mind you, I'm fairly new into this role, having completed my first meeting in September. But as I see it, as I expect anyway, the objective here would be to provide our the board members' experience, most of whom are in a agriculturally, at least an ag-related field, to Dr. Baker and the College of Ag, to bring in a perspective, a real world perspective, if you will, and make sure that where appropriate, as appropriate, we're incorporating that in the curriculum through the College of Agriculture.
Yeah, I think it's awesome that you guys get to come to campus and visit with our current students and prospective students at our ag open houses. So it's always nice to see your guys' faces back in Macomb. So,
No, thank you.
another put you on the spot question. Is there any piece of advice that you would like to share for our current or future college students?
Yeah, of course. You bet. So, my advice, the things that would kind of tie back to the things that I believe gave me a great deal of opportunity, being involved with those clubs and organizations, learning to communicate others, learning to get feedback from others on what their perspectives might be on a given issue, but then be organized, complete many tasks at the same time, whether it be balancing school, work, life, and maybe a club that you've committed to. There, to me, there is a ton of value in that, and that is a skill set that if you choose to maybe take my suggestion here, I expect it will benefit you throughout life. And kind of fast forward where I'm at today. uh, in addition to my commitment to the board here, of course, I'm full-time employed. I have a family, I have kids, and really it's no different than when I was in college. I have many commitments. I've got to make sure that I prioritize and treat them, prepare appropriately to meet the deadlines that I set for myself. So my advice would be get involved with clubs, uh, and it will teach you skill sets that will be beneficial for the rest of your life.
I think that's great advice for our students and something that we always try to push and try to get students involved in all of our student organizations. But to wrap up today, thanks for joining us today, John. It was good chatting with you, and I'm looking forward to the spring ag open house and seeing our board members again.
And we're excited to be there, Lori. We're truly honored to be able to have the opportunity to participate and be involved with the university once again.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Thanks, John.
Thanks, Lori.